.com.
Welcome back, everyone. That's music from UDO Stormbreaker. You're going to get some rock like that on the Herb Thrasher Flower Hour coming up tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific Time. But right now, we have a special guest in the studio, one of the specialists, and that is Sharon Ravert from Peachtree NORML. Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Russ.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, I got to pull that closer to you, don't I?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, no. I have no slack. There is no slack.
That's okay. I'll scoot up. How about that?
That's perfect. All right, I think we got it. So you are here in Portland for a week-long visit. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness!
Party foul.
Dropping the vapor pens and everything. Things go crazy in the second hour. But you're here for a week-long visit. You got your daughter here. How are things for you in the beautiful city of Portland, Oregon?
Oh, it's wonderful. We're getting a little bit of sunshine. I'm impressed.
Yeah. We imported the special weather just for you. After you leave, gray, rain.
Well, it's supposed to be snowing where I live tonight, and some of my friends have been out of electricity for 4 days now.
Yikes.
So, yeah, we're glad to be out here and not where we live.
Well, also got to be glad for, what's this?
Yeah.
My goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Bowls galore here.
Yeah,
Got to be a little different for you.
Yeah, it is, definitely. I went out and visited some of our friends that live here now that we brought out on the, what's it called?
The Undergreen Railroad.
Undergreen Railroad, and went by and saw them yesterday. They live up in Washington, and he was quite vocal about how he's no longer a criminal, he's a hero. Yeah. Because he's now growing for other patients.
That's awesome.
And it's a huge difference, and it's neat to drive around and not be frantic every time you see a police officer go by. You almost want to smile at them out here and say, hello, how are you?
Howdy.
And then Georgia, you're shooting birds on your lap, as they're going by. So, yeah, it's great to be here.
Well, tell us what's happening in Georgia, because I know there was a bill proposed that got watered down almost immediately. What's the latest?
Yeah, they're still working on it, and well, I won't say exactly what they're doing, but they're pulling each other's puds, so to speak, and sitting around trying to figure out how we need to do this in Georgia, and they won't look at other states. They keep looking at Colorado and saying, but we don't want to be Colorado, and so it's a mess. Right now, there's a lot going on, and it doesn't have to do just with marijuana. Like today we had an actual call out and action alert because we've got some no-knock warrant work that's going on in Georgia. And we've got two bills that are competing. One's introduced by a Democrat and one by a Republican. And the Republicans is actually going to legalize no-knock warrants because, unbeknownst to everybody in Georgia, they're illegal right now, even though they're going on.
In Georgia, they're illegal under the state law.
Yes, under state law. So he's trying, the Republicans trying to actually legalize no-knock warrants, and the Democrat is trying to keep them from being legalized and make them, even harder. They're both kind of going around in circles with it. So that's going on today. We've got a smaller bill that was introduced as well concerning. Wait a minute, I got to think for a second. I just it was 4:20 just a few minutes ago. Give me a minute. Anyway, we've got the medical marijuana law. We've got SR 6, which is state resolution, a Senate resolution that would legalize marijuana by constitutional amendment. Of course, that's not going anywhere anytime soon, but at least it's opened up the conversation, and we're able to push harder. And the other one is about the license forfeiture. It's a smaller bill, that's not going to legalize it, but it would protect people that get misdemeanor marijuana possessions from losing their driver's license.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of little stuff like that that's going on in the background, which means that what we've been doing over the past few years is actually starting to come to fruition there, even with little things. So
yeah, you have to chip away at it any way you can, especially if you're in the Deep South and they're a little reluctant to even discuss, CBD for epileptic kids. My God.
Right. They're scared of the word high, and they're scared of THC. So we're going to be serving them with some papers pretty soon, so they will not be able to deny the fact that they know the truth on some THC information on Alzheimer's and some other studies that are out there. They just keep acting like in the information age, I keep saying ignorance is a choice, and they have plausible deniability. But if we serve them with the sheriff with all these studies, then they won't be able to deny that they have it in their office, at least.
Wow. See, that's the way you do it. Sharon Ravert with Peachtree NORML. Check them out at peachtreenormal.org. And I know you guys recently just had a rally, didn't you?
Yeah, we did. We did it in conjunction with some other states in the South when they did their rally and tally. John Morgan and Robert Platshorn and whoever was all involved with that. I know Karen Goldstein and others were involved. South Carolina did one. Virginia, I think we had one in Alabama and a couple other states in the South. So it was like a rally that we did all over the South. And we had a couple of senators, a few Senate candidates, and a few activists from around the country. We had Elvie Musica in, and we did a lot of interviews with her. We started out that morning at 6 a.m., and I'm telling you what, cannabis keeps that woman going. Mm-hmm. 75 years old. And my daughter Brittany and I, Brittany's 28, looked at each other at about 11 o'clock that evening after we had been at the rally. We had lobbied at the state capitol. We had done interview after interview after interview on TV and radio. And Elvie was still up dancing around in the den. And I'm like, I'm going to bed. This woman will wear you out.
Yes, she will.
And Bill, Wayward Bill, some of you know him. He was in Louisiana and realized that we were having a rally a couple days later, so he came on over to Georgia, and we had a lot of great response. It was a weird time to have it, but we didn't pick the date. We were just doing it in solidarity with the rally and tally. And so it was a Tuesday afternoon in the middle of the week. It was beautiful weather. We had about 120 people show up, and I'll be honest with you, every single one of them had to take off of work to be there. So it was a good showing. We had it in our new free speech zone called Liberty Plaza, and they heard from us. And the group of Gervais family kids, the parents, had one the week before, and they had a pretty good turnout too. They had about 80 people, 100 people, something like that. So, we're getting things done in Georgia. We're 20 years behind at least. But hopefully we'll bring up the rear pretty damn quick.
I hope so. And, before you came in, I was talking about Debbie Wasserman Schultz in Florida and that whole brouhaha going on. And to see how this issue of medical marijuana might start affecting the political careers of politicians in the South has got to be heartening to you.
Oh, yes, it's beautiful. I've been hollering it for a long time to these wahoos down in the Gold Dome and saying, listen, if you're not going to do something, we'll just replace you. And it's getting to that point. They're getting nervous. I've had several people over the last few weeks say that, our lobby is one of the strongest ones in the state right now. We've got a lot of people behind us. When we put out an action alert, they take action. And it's great to have that many people behind us. Not everybody can get out in front of the microphone, and for God's sakes, most people like me don't even want that. But at this point, it was like, if nobody else is going to do it, here we go.
Yeah.
And I kind of got stuck with that, but it's okay. Everybody's doing their part, and it's coming together, and the South is going to rise up. You just wait and see.
You just watch it. And I was also talking earlier about Mrs. Ann Lee out there in Texas with Republicans against marijuana prohibition, and that's an angle I think that is going to carry the South, is a rising tide of conservatives like yourself, Republican moms, who just realize, wait a minute, this demonizing people for a plant wasn't what I signed up for.
Exactly. And that's working to a great extent, and has to in the South, especially in Georgia. I mean, we have very few Democrats under that Gold Dome. And if they even introduce a bill, it won't go anywhere. They won't. I mean, it just barely goes. But to show you the difference now is the what we call the real medical bill that was introduced by Senator Kurt Thompson. He's a Democrat. It's going to committee.
What?
Hello? Do what? That just hasn't happened in many years since the Republicans and Sonny Perdue took over. But yeah, it's going to committee. So we're getting the word out. LEAP's helping us a lot.
Sure.
Every time I meet a police officer, I have LEAP information in my hand, and fortunately, I don't meet too many of them, but when I do, they get get the information, and we've got 3 new LEAP speakers. We now have, in the past year, we've gotten 6 new NORML chapters in Georgia.
That's amazing.
And at the rally, we had 2 other people that are interested in doing some in the outskirts of Metro Atlanta, which is good, so people don't have to drive all the way into Atlanta. And so we're growing like crazy, and it's a lot thanks to people all over the country, Oregon,
Yep.
California, Colorado, Alaska, everybody that's gone before us, all the 23 other states that have it. You can't just keep denying the facts.
Yeah.
So
we have a question from our chat room. John Thomas wants to know: is Little 5 Points still an island of marijuana freedom?
Oh, yeah, pretty much.
You know what that is?
Yeah.
What that means.
We actually held a couple of rallies right at the police station right there in the little park right there in Little 5 Points. And, you can definitely smell the whiff of marijuana walking through the streets of Little 5 Points. And all over Atlanta, for God's sakes. But Atlanta's not the real issue, although they're our main focus right now, because as Atlanta goes the rest of the state, kind of like Colorado was pretty much red and a few blue pockets. That's kind of what it is in Atlanta. And so we kind of focus on that. But the real pain and the real drug wars going on in little towns like mine, where you have 30,000 people and half of them are college kids. And you see them just coming, just ramping up the drug war. And I sat through a drug court last Friday, actually. And if you're not sure what's going on and you're not, or you're trying to change someone's mind, take a couple hours and find your local drug court and go sit in it and watch the disgusting judicial system and the way it's working. And we have a lot of kids arrested in Dahlonega. We have Georgia State Patrol, the Appalachian Drug Task Force, the Lumpkin County Sheriff's Office, and the college police. So we are inundated with law enforcement in the small towns and, out in Georgia.
And they make their buck by these, seizures and forfeitures.
Make a lot of money. In fact, my city attorney told me, I guess it was a couple of years ago, he said, Sharon, look, our budget is $15 million for this year. You want to take a guess at how much of that's going towards law enforcement? And I said, I was just being facetious. And I said, well, what, half? And he goes, nope, 2/3 of it.
Yeah.
$10 million going a year towards law enforcement. I want a damn tax break.
There should be no crime at all.
No, there should be zero crime.
With that kind of expenditure.
Yeah, zero crime. And really, in all reality, there is no crime up there. We don't even need them.
See, it's working.
Yes, that's what they'd say.
That's what they'd say.
Yeah.
It's the magic tiger rock theory.
Right.
And this magic rock keeps tigers away. See, no tigers.
Yeah.
But the other thing I wanted to catch up on, last time we were discussing Georgia politics, there was a Carter involved.
Yeah, Jason
Carter. What's
Carter.
the latest with him? Because he had run for governor and didn't get
right,
it.
he didn't get it. We really tried. I really honestly thought that he had a chance if he had come out for marijuana.
Yeah. And
we really pushed him. And behind the scenes, of course, like every other politician, oh yeah, I get it. And he didn't come out. And I really seriously think that he lost the election because of that.
Yeah.
Everybody was sick of Deal. Mm-hmm. I don't want to go into too many details because I'm kind of scared of him, quite honestly. I'm just going to tell y'all right out front.
Well,
I am very happy if I commit suicide and somebody says that, I did not do it. Okay? Look at our governor. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, I am a bit afraid of him. But there's a lot of corruption, and he's up on ethics charges, and a lot was going on. So it was a great opportunity for Jason to make a stab at it. And he did pretty darn good, even without coming out for marijuana. But I believe that could have been the tipping point. And so we'll see in 4 years. Deal will be going out. There'll be 2 people, and I can almost name who they're going to be going for the Republicans. It'll probably be our Casey Cagle, our lieutenant governor, will probably run against Alan Peake. And Alan Peake is the one that is pushing medical marijuana, the CBD only oil. But he's making a name for himself doing that in the media and with people. And so I believe that's what is going to end up happening. And we shall see, because they're on opposite sides. Of this issue.
A lot of people in our audience, they will decry these CBD only legislations, but any glacial move on medical marijuana's utility by some of these people in the South is progress.
Well, to some degree. I mean, they know better, and so do we. So it doesn't feel like much progress for the patients. It doesn't feel like a whole lot of progress even for the parents that have, moved out of the state and gone to other places. In fact, the 17 families that they're trying to get back, I'm like, hello. NORML has put, probably 60 out on the West Coast.
Yeah.
So, and you've put 17. None of them are coming back, not even the parents of the kids. And so, it doesn't feel like a whole lot of progress. And the fact that they know better, and we know that they know better in the privacy of their own offices, it doesn't feel like progress at all, quite frankly. But, we'll have to do what we have to do. They're not going to look at the real picture until we keep forcing the issue, and they think we're going away if they pass this CBD only oil. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And we're not going anywhere until we get what we want, which is, quite frankly, growing it like a damn tomato in the backyard. And it may take 20 years from now, but we won't go away until we get that.
There you go.
We'll take each step to legalization, and we'll take the steps from legalization to make it better.
That's the way to think about it. We're talking with Sharon Ravert here from Peachtree NORML. You can check them out at peachtreenormal.org. And we just got a couple of minutes left here in the show. But as we wind things up, we got you here for a week, in Portland, Oregon. Is that something you look forward to in your future, is moving like other families have done, or do you want to stay there in Georgia?
Oh, no. I would rather have all the activists come to my town and help me finish this shit off. I don't want to leave Georgia. It's beautiful. We've got everything. We've got pretty much, mountains. We've got lakes. We've got rivers. So if you're outdoorsy, you've got the city. I wouldn't leave. I don't want to leave. I love coming out here.
Their mountains are adorable, folks.
Adorable. Listen, next time you come to what you call our hills, you're putting on some damn hiking boots, and we're going up the top. You can call it a hill if you want to.
I think I've been challenged. Oh, my goodness. Help folks out and get involved with the local NORML chapter. And you brought some Freedom Leafs with you.
Yeah.
This is the new thing that's so cool. Freedom Leaf Magazine, working in conjunction with NORML and Students for Sensible Drug Policy. You can get these at your local NORML chapter. And some other places around, out here on the West Coast, you're going to find them at dispensaries probably.
Right.
Where are you distributing these in Georgia?
Quite honestly, I don't know where they're doing it. I have a team of people doing it, and we've got them sending out to all of our chapters. And then we've got a couple of actual groups. In fact, there's one in Little Five Points. And I'm not sure where they're putting them, but they're putting them out at different venues, like music venues and things like that. And, so they're pretty damn cool. I love them.
Yeah, it's
and you can also get a subscription to them.
There you go. Get a subscription as well. It's kind of, I've been saying it's like a 420 radio in print.
Right.
Because my whole idea of doing the radio network was, hey, there's all these great NORML chapters and all these SSDB chapters doing such great work. Wouldn't it be nice if there was one place you could hear about it?
Absolutely.
Now there's one place you can read about it.
Yep.
So we're going to be working closely with Cliff and the folks out there at Freedom Leaf to make that kind of integration happen, because we are looking forward to being a part of this new cannabis media empire that is building. I can sense it, And no better folks to be a part of it than you and me, I'd say.
All right.
Let's
I'm
get
there.
involved with that. All right. So events. Do you have any events coming up we need to plug?
Oh Lord, so many of them, but no big events. We've kind of put a hold on the cannabis conference this year because there's just too much going on. But I don't know. I'm not the events person, Russ. Honestly,
Oh no.
at this point, I can't keep up with all of it. It's just grown gangbusters.
You've been delegating. That's good.
Yes, been delegating, and thank God I've got some great people that are willing to stand beside me and walk down this road together. So
Yeah. Shout out to Dean and Kelly out there. If you
oh,
guys are
absolutely,
listening, for sure.
absolutely, and Kim and Brittany and Greg and all of our advisory board, which Russ is one of.
I've been advising.
And, yeah, he's been advising.
I don't know what
Help!
I advise.
Help, Russ! Help!
We do what we can. It's just wonderful to have you here in the studio, and thanks for the work you're doing down there in the South. It's so important that we have strong activists who will stay there, not move out here to the West. I've known a few that have come out of the South. We're like draining away all the activists. But
Stop stealing our activists.
there you go. Stop stealing the activists. You got to give them some love there in the South. Folks, that's all the time we got for today's show. Time flies when you legalize, but stay tuned later tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific time, for the Herb Thrasher Flower Hour. Herb and I will be in here for 2 hours of great rock, and the show is sponsored by the word great, by the way. Next show will be sponsored by the word definitely. But Herb's got interview with Karma to Burn. To check that out tonight, we'll be playing that and taking your requests at 971-533-7111. For Sharon Ravert, a.k.a. Mama Juana, I'm Radical Russ. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, take care of each other, tokers.
This is the Russ Belville Show. The Russ Belville Show is blogging and podcasting daily at radicalruss.com.